Hello, beautiful people. Yes, I stole that from Zach Sancho because I love watching his stuff. Um, this is Melody. My name's Melody Kaup, and I'm gonna be doing some videos for you guys. For people. If you want to listen to me, you can. If you don't, of course not. Honestly, right now, my life's not too interesting. I'm sure many people's lives are kind of awkward, kind of changing. But I mean, I'm an optimistic person, so my default is to always bring up the positive. So I'm gonna try and do that. Just to tell you a little bit about my life, I am 20, almost 21, and currently I am in a completely different city that I used to live in. I was born and raised in a small town in Nebraska, and I'm still in Nebraska, but I am 6 hours away from my original town. And things have been hectic because I decided to move in April. And so trying to start a new life in the middle of a pandemic is kind of hard because for me, I don't have tons of friends here, and the only people I know are the people I'm living with, and there's I think maybe one other person. Come to find out, thankfully, recently I have a little more friends in the area, but because of the pandemic, I'm not really seeing anyone just because I want to keep the people I'm living with safe along with myself. Although my sister did move in, and so I'm super happy about that. We're about 2 years apart. She's younger than me. She just graduated. So for her, she's been going through some hard stuff too, with the whole fact that, graduation, she didn't have that. For people that didn't graduate, my heart goes out to you guys. I'm sure that that's so hard. However, I definitely wanted to say that life's hard, but there's always ups and downs. Something that I've talked about with my family is that in times like these, we have to look at the good and the bad, because no matter what situation you're in, there's always going to be good and bad. And right now, it's hard not to focus on that bad, like all the restrictions that we have, all of the danger that's out there, all of the possibilities of things going wrong. And for me, I just want to say that I honestly have noticed that I have a lot more mood swings. There are days where I literally don't feel like I can do anything, but even then, those days, it's kind of relaxing to be able to actually sit down and just, do what you feel like you're needing to do, which is, for me, sitting on my little chair, watching videos, being on YouTube. Other days, like today, oh my word, I woke up to a phone call about the job that I had gotten, that I was supposed to start the 2 weeks after I got here, and found out that it's actually been moved back all the way to August. And as much as that has been extremely frustrating, I've come to realize that this is kind of an opportunity for me to kind of understand the city that I'm in and to possibly go back to some of the jobs. Like I've been a lifeguard, I've been a barista, I've been a team member in marketing. I was at a store called Dunham's, and so for me, this has been very eye-opening about myself, and I think that's really important for people who are stuck at home, college kids, high school kids, I mean, even adults or parents that have been stuck at home because of this whole coronavirus, it's going to be very, I think, interesting to be able to kind of focus on yourself and really have the time to look about what's going about. Look around at your life and kind of be like, hey, am I happy? Is this what I want to do? Maybe there's something I need to try different. For me, that's been the biggest part in my life. I'm getting into the whole adulting world, and so for me, it's been a lot of changes in the last couple of years. I was going to school, I was a college athlete, and then I realized that I wasn't happy and that I was dragging myself down every day and that I needed a change. And so I quit school, and after finishing the semester, of course, but I decided to stop and be like, hey, I need time to make money. That was my biggest thing because I lost a lot of stuff. And then I finally got to a point where I realized that I couldn't stay in a small town. I needed to, not necessarily small town, I should say, it was just I needed to get out of the place that I was living. I needed to see just things in different areas. And so I've moved, like I've already said. And I know this is my first time, so I'm sorry. I've never done videos before, so you'll have to bear with me because I feel awkward as hell. Anyway, I guess the biggest thing is I wanted to bring the positive side of things. So for me, that is, like I said, trying to find out who I am, looking at the world differently, understanding things, finding music that really speaks to me, finding videos that I really enjoy, that all speaks to who I am, and understanding what that is. So, like, I actually started an online business. I won't put it up on this today. Maybe in the future I will. We'll see. But I started an online business, and it's been weird. So weird because I'm not a very what you call it, media social, I'm not very, I don't connect well over media. I've always been someone who's very more lively in person, I feel like, but because of this whole pandemic, I'm realizing that the world might be changing in a way that's online, I mean, it's been happening, it's been coming. I mean, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. On Facebook, they're having, I guess, malls now, which is crazy to me. That's insane. But, I mean, YouTube, all these things where people have made a living off of the internet, and now I'm technically one of those people. And I realized that it's so much more complicated than I thought it would be. It's especially when you're the one who's doing it all by yourself. It really makes you have to take responsibility and decide, and it's something where it's a different kind of independence that I wasn't aware of. And it's kind of, for me at least right now, it's terrifying. I'm terrified. Just deciding to do a video like this is, I just want to say it's terrifying. But I don't know, like, talking to people, going up to complete strangers is a pretty easy thing for me to do, but putting myself on social media and putting my work, things that I've done personally, is so different. And there's so much more work that goes into it that I didn't even realize. And it's fascinating to me, to be honest, to see a different side and to kind of start understanding, artists and people who are super famous on different social medias. Like, it's crazy because that means they've put so much time and effort into whatever they're doing, or they've somehow managed to find a way to get people's, ideal idealistics of what they enjoy. And so, stuff like that's amazing to me. It's so fascinating. On the side note, since that's been going so well for me, I'm gonna be getting a job here soon because my first job didn't work out and it's been pushed back. So of course I have to make an income. I just applied to some places today, and hopefully things go well. If not, the biggest thing for me is I have to realize that they're not rejecting me necessarily because I'm not good enough. That's always been a huge fear for me when I apply to any job, is that I'm going to get turned away because I'm not good enough. But rather, it's just that right now things are hectic, things are crazy. Being stuck home is not necessarily, I want to say, a negative thing. It's actually been helpful in the sense of, like, finding things that I didn't realize I could enjoy or that I could find interest in. Like, me and my family have been playing Minecraft, which is super fun. I've been learning a lot about that, and then along with that, with my sister going to college soon, it's been a treat being able to kind of get closer to her again, and not only that, but having to talk to my other younger sister, who's 4 years apart from me, and getting to know her better. It's crazy just how being around your family and friends, I mean, even for me, just calling and texting a lot more just because that's the interaction that you have nowadays is kind of crazy to me, because I was someone who was like, oh, I'm doing something, so you probably won't hear from me, or I'm going out, I'm going to the lake, or I'm playing soccer, I'm driving around with friends, because in my town we always cruise because it's so much fun. And music brings people together. But in this sense, it's completely different. Like, there are people who are working, and then there's people like a lot of my friends who are just at home, like me, not really doing much. And so it's a little weird. Currently, the cool thing is that some things are starting to open up, which is awesome. That makes me so happy. And it kind of makes me at least feel that I can have a little more breathing room, because I can go into some shops that were closed and just get a takeout, or drive-thrus that are reopening, some stuff like that. I'm really happy about. I mean, heck, lately I feel like a lot of the apps or just calling in and ordering is not that big of a deal anymore. It's even more a thing. And I think there's I haven't used it, but I think there's the app where you can go in the app and order food, and the person will go and get it and bring it to your house. I was like, that's so cool. Some stuff like that, it just makes me think, like, who thought of that? Who could have imagined, hey, what if you had people that went and got the food for you, and then you could just stay at home? Like, it was prepping for this time, almost. Like, that's awesome. In my mind, I would think of it because of parties, because if you're hosting something and you forget something, and you're like, oh shoot, we need some more food or something, and it's kind of like, hey, can you go get this, instead of having to go send someone. I think that's awesome, because then you can just kind of chillax at home. But overall, I guess some of the things that I wanted to point out in this is, one, I wanted to say hopefully I'll be starting a channel. That's my hope. To start putting some content out and talk about what I'm thinking about, what is interesting, maybe some funny videos, doing some trends. That would be cool. But I guess the biggest thing is when it comes down to who I am as a person, and the things that I'm interested in is people, and if they're happy, if they're struggling kind of the same things that I'm struggling with, or if they're, what your life is like, who you are. I'm a very curious person, especially when it comes to people. And I haven't really been able to figure out how to do that because I'm stuck at home, and so I've been wanting to make a video about who I am and just kind of saying, hello people, my name's Melody, and stay positive, especially during this time. It's really hard to not feel negative. I know, because I've been struggling with that myself, but I've come to the conclusion that if I just let myself stay that way, if I don't try to do something about it, which is kind of what these videos will be for me, and try to be more positive and talk about the good things that I have right now, or that you have right now. I mean, there's always got to be something. Even if you're alone right now in your bedroom or technically apartment, just know that there are always people out there thinking about you. I know I think about everyone out there, and I'm hoping everyone's doing good and that they're able to mentally handle all of this, and that they can turn to someone. If you ever want to talk or something, please come to this video and say something. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to put a social media on this. If anyone does, please let me know. I might message you back personally. I don't know. We haven't decided that. I haven't decided that. Not only that, but what do you think are some cool videos that would be interesting to do? If anyone wants to meet up and not necessarily meet up, but if someone wants to team up with me and do something cool, I would love that. Make some interesting videos, talks. I think there's Twitch. Is that what it's called? You can do Twitches. I haven't done anything like that before. Zoom, I heard, is pretty cool too. Not cool, I should say. I guess that was mostly used for school, so never mind. Overall, positivity. I think that's the biggest word in this video. Positivity. It's the hardest thing to do right now just because of everything that's going on and the world that's changing and everyone that's having to change along with it. And just the social cues that we'll have nowadays is going to be completely different. Not being able to necessarily hug and have physical contact with people as much. Having a distancing, possibly having to wear masks more often, which is not really an American thing. But overall, I just want to say hello, and I hope this video wasn't too long. And if you finished this, I'm impressed with you because, I don't know, because you're awesome. Everyone's awesome. And I hope you have a fantastic day.